What's up? It's Dito D. I wanted to talk to y'all real quick about something. This video might be 2 minutes. I don't even care. I just got to get this out. Because, the Superman talk has been going on. And everybody's like, oh, this is my favorite Superman. That's my favorite Superman. Everybody. Oh, my favorite Superman is Christopher Reeve. And we all love Christopher Reeve. That's my favorite. That's my first superhero. That's my first superhero. I love Superman because of Christopher Reeve. And then I watched all the others, But when it came to Henry Cavill, that's when everybody was like, oh, he's brooding. He's always upset. I'm sad guy. I don't like this one. Okay, whatever. He could have saved his dad. And he chose to let his dad get sucked up in a tornado. What kind of Superman is this? It's just stupid. Bro, I just wanted to say this real quick, though, because everybody's like, oh, well, Christopher Reeve's a gold standard. And, bro, I love Christopher Reeve. But one thing I didn't realize until I got older, like when I watched it as a kid, I just, okay, he's Superman now. But when I got older, they was like, oh, he left for 7 years. I was like, oh, wait, he left for 7 years? Like, yeah, he left. He left, went to the fortress and all that and learned how to become Superman and then came back. That's old cheat code. Okay, so he learned how to become Superman while Henry Cavill just had to become Superman. But on top of that, Christopher Reeve Superman chose to leave his mom on the farm alone for 7 years. Now, when he did that, mind you, he was more the brooding Clark Kent, right? The one that everybody talks about. Oh, Henry Cavill, why is he this way? Henry Cavill is Clark Kent from the first movie before he left for 7 years. See how that works? At the beginning of the first Superman movie, he was very upset because he had to deal with these people at school. They tried to bully him, but could they really bully him? They didn't know that. But they kept trying to, just push his buttons. And then, of course, we know his father. He lost his father. He couldn't save him. I'm just saying that earlier on, he was exactly the way Henry Cavill portrayed Clark throughout the first movie. And if we're talking about oh, well, this guy, left for 7 years and did this and that. 7 years. He trained to become Superman for 7 years. We watched Henry Cavill put the suit on. We seen him on the first day as Superman. Okay. They weren't even calling him Superman yet. Okay. He just was the guy in the suit and with the cape. And then, had to fight Zod and all that stuff. But it was like amazing that people will sit here and act like, oh, well, he's nothing like how he was. He's exactly like how he was in the first movie before he left for 7 years. And if you want to put together all the time that Henry Cavill Superman was Superman, I'm thinking it's only a few months. Because for some reason, I always wondered why Zack Snyder chose to make Superman 5 years older than Henry Cavill. Probably because he figured it'd take about 5 years to get these stories out. And so at the end of the Superman arc, when he's, becoming that thing that we all know, that, oh, Superman, yay, bright Superman, right? Then at that point, that 5 years, we have lived through the 5 years, but Clark, in the movie, it's just that it's only been some months. I'm thinking he only been Superman for some months because we saw him put on the suit. And then we saw what happened at the end of that movie. And then at the beginning of the next movie, we saw the end of that movie again that we saw before. And then at the end of that movie, we saw the end of that movie. At the beginning of the next movie, we saw the end of that movie. You see what I'm saying? So it's like right back to back. These things happen back to back. He was Superman. He came out. He fought Zod. Then Batman got pissed off at him, and Lex Luthor got involved, and we saw that, in the first movie because he tore up one of Wayne's satellites, and he tore up a whole bunch of Lex's shit in Metropolis. So the two richest niggas in this fictional universe was pissed off at him, and he had to deal with that. And then in Justice League, he got to deal with unimpressive nigga like Steppenwolf, and when he came back, he was Superman. And then by that time, as Zack Snyder said that he had died and he was gone for like a month and a half. So if you put the time together, he's only been Superman for like a few months. So when people talk about, oh, it's my favorite Superman, and then they want to give the new Superman, oh, he's only been Superman for 3 years, so we give him all these passes. He's young, he's growing. They should have just named the movie Superboy. But with Henry Cavill, we watched him become Superman. We watched him be Superman and die as Superman and be resurrected as Superman and then just own. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still owning and people still want that. Like, and then he kept saying, if you wrote something more lighthearted, he'd be happy to do it. But it's like, no, we're going to go get a whole new actor, a whole new cast and everything. And get that shit out of here. Okay. But that's all I had to say about it was everybody want to sit here and put the cape on Christopher Reeve's character from the movie in the first one. But I mean, they just carried that right on over to the same. He was the same Clark. He was the same Clark. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I had to say about it. And so I appreciate y'all watching the video and listening to what I had to say. And you could think it over, talk about it with your friends and stuff and see what y'all come up with. And then come back here and put it down in the comment section. But thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Take it easy.
You're scared of me because you can't control me. You don't. And you never will. But that doesn't mean I'm your enemy.